Hello, Cleveland, and thank you for joining us. As we head into the summer months and prepare for the celebration of the 4th of July, the safety of the citizens and visitors to our city is of the utmost importance. Today, you will hear from leaders of the Public Safety Divisions, Animal Care and Control, EMS, Fire, and Police. Please give them your attention as they provide you with valuable information that is critical for a safer Cleveland. I am Jakima Dye, Assistant Director of Public Safety Operations. And on behalf of Mayor Bibb and Chief Director of Public Safety, Carrie Howard, we wish you all a safe and enjoyable summer. At this time, I'll introduce Stephanie Super, Manager for the Division of Animal Care and Control. Stephanie?
Thank you, AD Dye. As the weather warms up, more dogs tend to get loose. So to prevent them from coming to Cleveland Animal Care and Control, please make sure you abide by the following. First, if your dog is outside, please make sure they have adequate shade and access to water. If you are not home, you cannot leave your dog tethered outside by itself. This is a violation of the tethering ordinance. At the same time, if your dog is tethered outside, it can't be for longer than 2 hours. In general, never leave your pet in your car during the summer. The interior of a car heats up much more quickly, and you can put your pets at risk. On days of extreme heat, just leave your pet inside, or do brief potty breaks. You don't really want them lingering outside. And if you have a particularly nervous dog, make sure they are safe and indoors on the 4th of July and surrounding days. Anytime fireworks are going to go off, dogs can get spooked, they can go running. And on that note, make sure that your dog has either a microchip or a current ID tag. ID tags can be made for free at the kennel anytime that we're open. We are located at 9203 Detroit Avenue. Microchips can also be given at the kennel. The cost is $25. If your dog currently has a microchip and it's not registered, you can register them for free at www.mypethealth.com. And one last thing, if you are walking your dog when it's hot outside, don't let them linger on the asphalt. Their paws can get burned just like humans' hands. So if it is too hot for your hands, it's probably too hot for their paws. And you also want to keep an eye on your dogs and cats for signs of heat stress. So that includes increased thirst, excessive panting, pasty saliva, just confusion, lethargy, just being unresponsive. But the biggest thing is, just make sure your pets are safe as the weather warms up and we get into the 4th of July. And next, I'd like to introduce Director Chapin.
Good afternoon. I'm Interim Deputy Commissioner Christopher Chapin for the Division of EMS. I'm here to talk to you about heat emergencies. As with most health issues, the best treatment for a heat-related emergency is prevention. Heat emergencies occur when the body is unable to cool itself anymore, and is most common when a person becomes dehydrated and there is high heat accompanied with high humidity. The elderly, the young, or people with chronic medical conditions are the most susceptible. There are 3 types of heat emergencies: heat cramps, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke. Heat cramps are muscle cramps in the abdomen, arms, and legs, and can be treated by stopping activity, moving to a cool location, and drinking fluids. Heat exhaustion is characterized by weakness, headache, dizziness, and possibly nausea and vomiting. Any of these symptoms should be treated by stopping activity, removing clothing, passively cooling the person, and providing fluids. Heat stroke is a medical emergency and has symptoms similar to a stroke, with confusion, dizziness, slurred speech, seizures, and unresponsiveness. If any of these occur, you should call 911 immediately and quickly cool the person. The best way to treat all of these is to simply avoid them. On hot days, avoid strenuous activity. When possible, wear loose clothing, stay in a cool location, and stay in a cool location if possible, and always drink plenty of fluids. Check on elderly family and watch the little ones and keep them from overdoing it. These emergencies can come on quickly and progress quickly and any signs of heat and illness in you or others, you should stop activity and cool down. Have a safe and happy 4th of July on behalf of the entire division of EMS. And I'd like to introduce now Cleveland Fire Lieutenant Michael Norman.
Thanks, Chris. I'm Lieutenant Mike Norman, Public Information Officer for the Cleveland Division of Fire. This time of year, we're going to see a number of fires caused by grills. So one way to be safe with your grill is to think about proximity. You want to keep 3 feet of space away from your grill. Keep it away from houses, from garages, even fences that could be combustible. You want to look for overhangs and roofs above your grill as well. If you're using a propane grill, make sure that you light it with the lid open. And when you're done using your propane grill, shut it off at the bottle to be safe. Now with charcoal grills, remember, charcoal is made to stay hot for a long period of time. So you want to make sure that those coals are completely cooled off before you dispose of them. And when you do so, dispose of them in a metal container, not into one of the plastic City of Cleveland garbage bins. Now with hydrants, we would ask everyone to not use the hydrants. Don't open a hydrant for any reason. There's 2 concerns with this. Number 1, it diminishes the amount of water that we have if we respond to an emergency. And the second thing is it draws children towards the street, which is an unsafe place for them to play. And last thing I'll mention is fireworks. And we encourage people to leave the fireworks to the professionals. Fireworks are just too dangerous to play with. Even sparklers. People think sparklers are safe. Sparklers burn at twice the heat as burning wood. So make sure that you're not giving those to small children. If you do use sparklers this holiday season, only give 1 sparkler to a child and make sure that they're attended, because sparklers can be very dangerous for you. So we hope everyone has a safe 4th of July, and now I'll introduce Cleveland Police Chief Wayne Drummond.
Thanks, Mike, appreciate it. Kind of picking up where Mike left off, he was talking about fireworks. What I'm going to talk about is related to fireworks, is that fireworks in the City of Cleveland is illegal. Make sure that we're clear on that. Discharging fireworks in the City of Cleveland is illegal, and we will have our officers out on details to make sure that we enforce those ordinances. So be very mindful of that. And as Lieutenant Norman said, just leave fireworks to the professionals. They're best at it. They have the permits and so forth, and the ability to make sure things are done safely. So please leave the fireworks and discharging the fireworks to the professionals. Firing your weapon, it's extremely dangerous. Celebratory gunfire is extremely dangerous. We advise strongly against it. You have to remember, what goes up must come down. And every year we have individuals that are injured or potentially killed from individuals discharging their firearms. So be very mindful of that. And again, we discourage that. We do highly discourage anyone out there discharging their firearms within city limits. Curfew, another thing we want to be very mindful of, and we stress that we will have officers out not only enforcing the firearms ordinances, but also the curfew ordinances as well. Let me explain the curfew ordinances. In the City of Cleveland, it's illegal for individuals under 18 years of age to be out. And in particular, 12-year-olds must be off city streets by sunset. 13 to 14-year-olds must be off city streets by 9:30. 15 and 16-year-olds must be off city streets by 11 p.m. and 17-year-olds must be off city streets by midnight. Again, we will be enforcing those ordinances very aggressively this year, and not only this year and this summer, just going forward. It's important that you're mindful, especially guardians and parents, of where your children are. And again, it's illegal in the City of Cleveland for them to be out beyond those times I just mentioned. While our officers are out enforcing those ordinances and laws, we're going to be very aggressive in our crime reduction details. Every year, when we increase our capacity for our details, that includes our partners with the FBI, the DEA, ATF, the Sheriff Department, Ohio State Highway Patrol. We will be very aggressive in our efforts to remove illegal guns from our streets, and also individuals that are in our neighborhoods who are creating havoc and firing their firearms at folks, or actually shooting individuals. That we will not tolerate, and that's why we have these details set up to make sure that we can remove individuals from our communities who are out there doing things they're not supposed to do. Part of our initiative includes increasing our technology. We expanded our ShotSpotter technology to all 5 districts. So we have ShotSpotter in all 5 districts. That's a gunshot detection technology. We also have our real-time crime center that gives our detectives and our officers the ability to get video and other information in real time to help in their investigations. We also are hiring 5 additional crime analysts that will work in each of the 5 neighborhood districts to provide data to the district commanders so we can be strategic in a deployment of our officers. Also, it's important to note that we have a platform called Fusus, and that's where citizens as well as businesses have the ability to share video with our police department, so we can provide that particular information to our detectives who can follow up with their investigative leads relative to the videos that we're receiving. So we ask individuals in our community, if you have videos, please send it in to us. We can certainly use those. Also, it's important to understand that if you see something, say something. You see something, say something. If you see something that's illegal, it's going on, call 911 for emergencies. That's 911 for emergencies. For non-emergencies, it's 621-1234. That's area code 216-621-1234. And you also can provide information anonymously through Crime Stoppers. And that number is 216-252-7463. That's 216-252-7463. And again, we want everyone to enjoy themselves and have a great 4th of July festivities, but again, be very mindful that discharging your fireworks in the city of Cleveland is illegal, and we will be out enforcing that ordinance. Thank you.